Ich kann dich. Warum machst du 47?
Ich hab falsch gekommen.
You ready? Baby, you want to do a race?
Papa? Wo der? Ich glaube die mal, ja?
Willst du Rennen machen?
Rennen? Ich kann ein Rennen. Let's go.
Dann,
Okay,
die sind da gerade. Lass uns in die Richtung.
Okay, bis wohin? Okay.
We're doing a race to the...
Wait, move my car. 2, 3.
Oh, we cheated. I thought you had 1, 2, 3 and then go, sagt sie.
1, 2, 3, go!
Get up there, Dennis! Get up there! Yeah!
No, I'm telling you, I'm faster than him.
Nope.
But I don't have the,
Nope.
was heißt denn condition?
Condition.
I don't have the condition.
Whatever.
Like, let's do it one time, maybe twice, but after that, I'm...
You're supposed to bring your best.
Tell him to do that.
No chance.
Yeah, do that.
I always talk to people how I'm not supposed to be here. You know, like it's a really crazy story. I could never imagine it. I always had the vision, but looking back now, like it's even more special.
Dennis had to fight really, really hard.
He gave everything what he have.
He tells me all the time he feels like he's dreaming and he will just wake up and it was just all a dream. That crazy it is.
Braunschweig knows Dennis from the beginning and they see the Dennis he becoming now.
He's a true competitor.
He's the real deal.
Schröder, 3-ball, kaboom!
He's a star, definitively.
Go to Becker. Go this way though. Go this way. Go.
Braunschweig. How would you describe it to someone who's never been there before?
Braunschweig. If I have to compare it to a USA city, I would say probably Oklahoma. Very family friendly, a lot of land, a lot of nature.
It's a medieval city founded by Henry the Lion. The lion you will see almost everywhere in the city. The city I would describe more like a blue-collar, worker, hard-working city.
Everything is so chill, so calm, so easy. Everybody kind of knows everyone. I like it sometimes I don't. But for me it's the best city.
It's a perfect city. Not too big, not too small. Very elegant and very full in history, and I'm in love with this city.
I mean, I grew up here, so I really love it here. It was my mom, our stepdad, my big brother, my sister, and me.
For me, it was the nicest time, like one of the nicest times in my life because the family was together. I mean, we didn't have like that much space like in that house, but it was still nice because me and Dennis always share a room together.
We didn't have a lot of money. I helped my mom in the shop, you know, she had a hair salon and I helped her there, and it was kind of like in Gambia, that's where like family comes together because everybody tried to have 3 meals in a day, you know, and here we did the same thing, but we was just in Germany, so everybody, you know, contribute to putting meals on the table.
When I come here first, because I don't understand the language and most of Germans can speak English, and it was a little bit for me very difficult because I cannot communicate with the people, and
There are a lot of white people who don't like blacks and all these things, you know. It was too difficult.
Every time when I went into the kindergarten, I was the only black guy. And people always said, like, why is your skin dirty? Or, you know, like, why is it different? So,
it was really, really tough because I'm 5 years older, so I had the first experience. But my mom was helping me, so I just trying to give him like that advice that I took from my mom.
I always tell them to try to calm down, no? Not to react, because I think the people, they just don't know you if you don't speak the language, to let them know who you are, you know.
At the end of the day, I kind of took it well, and you know, I took it as motivation.
In the beginning was very, very tough, but through the years it was getting better. When I was speaking better German and can like articulate myself, so the people accept me even more.
Die andere ist da.
Okay, okay.
Dann bis später, ne? Ja, ciao.
Ja. Bye-bye.
Sometimes I think that he don't get tired because I tell him to relax, but he's just jumping from one odd to the other, you know. So in Africa, we grown up different, like here in Europe. And I was having this feeling that I have to trick my children to learn them how I grown up. But for Dennis, it was a little bit difficult because he have the more German or the European mind. He always do what he feel like to do, and he cannot sit one place. So when they are doing their work there, he will jump here, jump there, and the teachers don't like it.
One teacher invited me into his office, and I know from my mom how she raised me. When you like talk to someone, you're not really looking in their eye, and
you have to put your eyes down. Yeah, that is respect, is what they said.
He didn't know, you know, where we from or where my mom is from, and he thought I was disrespectful.
Oh, why this boy don't look at people when he's talking with them? But it's what we know.
And of course it was challenging, but at the end of the day, like how my mom raised me, my brother raised me, is just, you know, try to be the best human being you can be.
He was a good child because like he has good energy, but he always had his own mind. So if you tell him like, no, you can't do this, he will prove you wrong.
Like I never took no shit from nobody, kinda, if that makes sense. Of course my family, when they told me something, I always listened, but when people, you know, try to say something, I never took it. And I always had my own mind, and I thought mine was right every time.
He was fearless, but still he always knows like what he can do and what he can't do. So that was the thing that I knew that, okay, this boy is special.
He was always that way, and when his mom is coming over, we always play like an African game. The name is Ludo, and she is competitive the same way as him. And I know where he got it from. It's from his mom. She's exact the same way.
I had one teacher as well. I'm still in contact with her. Like she always said, you're gonna be probably the biggest one in this school, like reaching your goals. And my brother told me too when I was younger, like I always wanted to win. It don't matter what it was, cards or basketball, soccer, and I caused a lot of trouble, but at the end of the day, I'm really thankful that I went through all that, you know, to understand now with 30 years. When you want something, you gotta be, you know, really disciplined, you gotta be competitive, and you gotta work for it.
Yeah, get used to it.
Prince Albert Park is where we was at, like as our second home. I would probably call it our first home because we was probably more in the park than at home. My brother, I mean, he's 5 years older than me, so he had friends who was the same age, of course, and we always, you know, played Tony Hawk, and he had always those mixtapes from the biggest skaters.
We was on a computer and trying new tricks, and then we go out and saw some real professional skateboarders. They were doing some kick flips and everything.
I was like, I want to try that, you know, and I told my brother, like, can you give me a board? And then he made me one. I was so excited.
And then we started to practice the ollie, the kick flips, like everything. And yeah, Dennis was special because he was fearless, and he grew up with my friends, so he always trying to compete with us.
You need to get this one. 7 or 8, I was jumping over like 7 stairs with a kick flip and did all type of crazy stuff.
He was better than all of my friends too.
Freitagabend alles fit, frisch gekleidet. Ich in die Kneipe, mich kann heute nicht zeigen. Sneaker sauber, geiles Hemd, direkt am Eingang eingeklemmt. Das Scheißding hätte mich was.
The skateboard culture is nice because it's like a get-together kind of. Everybody is chilling, you know, and I mean now everybody, when you sit down here and you invite people, everybody on their phone, it's like a different kind of culture.
He was enjoying it really, and he was doing a lot of contests, and he was winning a lot of prizes, you know, because that time he was really very good. But I was always trying to tell them not to do it because I think that is dangerous.
Even when I fall every time, like my mom always calls me after the game and was like, oh, you was falling really hard, but I know how to land now, like, and that's probably coming from skating as well. I think that was really a good time for me because when you're young, like 6, 7, 8, and you hang with like 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, I think you mature really quick. I mean, all these moments where we, you know, did a lot of like crazy tricks, like we still have them in mind and we always talk about it. And I mean, it's nothing better than, you know, just reminding yourself where you come from and what helped you, you know, get to the point you are now. We always used to skate for like 3-4 hours and then sit down, everybody was chilling, and then we was like, yo, let's shoot some hoops, because there was always people there playing 5-on-5, 3-on-3. I used to watch every time on the TV or the computer, like I put an N1 mixtape before I went, watching all these players, the Professor and Hot Sauce.
So he tried to do the same stuff and he was pretty good at it. So when you have a break on the skateboard, he was dribbling the ball and all the ball players ran over and like, hey, yo, this little kid you saw.
But then when I got older, like 10, 11, it was like grown men playing there, you know, and normally no kid was allowed to play. I don't know how I made it, but I always, you know, was in the mix.
A lot of guys who see him playing in Princeton Park, they always come to me and tell me, why you don't send videos to NBA? I said, who is NBA? Because I cannot just make video to Dennis and send it somewhere and say my boy can play basketball.
Played against grown men and I was really competing against them. And that's how I met Livio.
Livio, he always went for a walk over there. So he stopped and Dennis was dribbling this skip to Malou moves and do everything. And
he came up to me when I was like 11, 12. He was like, come to basketball practice. You got a lot of talent.
When I saw him, the first impression was he's elegant. You like to watch him. He dribbles, how he runs, how he moves, this is talent. You cannot get every day one guy like this.
When Livio brought me in, they took care of me. You know, they got me in as a kid when I was like 11, 12.
We had a farm team, like the first division. It's called JBL. It's like the best league for 12-year-old or 11-year-old. Dennis was picked to that team.
When he tell me, I just tell him to dream because he just want to make me happy, you know, to hear, don't worry, I will do this, I will do that when I go to NBA. I said, okay, continue dreaming, you know, it will happen one day.
Livio's like family. Yeah. We trust Livio a lot because he had a good eye, like to see potential. He was so good at it, even better than his teammates. So he was like, yeah, a little bit cocky maybe. So he was like, nah, I don't need to go to practice, and he has the wrong mindset. And he was, his discipline was not good.
He always get problem with the trainers. There are certain clubs who said, okay, we don't want to have you here, go home.
But then when he was 14 or 15, when his father passed away, then that changed completely.
My mom and my dad were separated, but they really had a strong relationship still. Axel was kind of the father role for everybody. I mean, he helped the whole family in every kind of way.
They have a good relationship, like every day, like when he went from school, he was there, and his father knows everything about computers and had all the games for us.
We always played cards, was cooking, and he was just a big supporter in everything I did. And he always took it easy that I was trouble in school. He said school is important, but at the end of the day, never lose you know how you are. But that he died.
My mom got the call, and then she called me. So I was completely in shock, and we're trying to figure out a way how to tell it to Dennis. When we told him, he was completely broken. It was very, very sad. He didn't talk to nobody, like, for some days. And then he told me, like, hey, man, I will do everything for my dad. Like, I promised him, like, I will make it.
I think I came this far because he passed away, because he told me a week before he died, I know that you're gonna provide for the whole family when you get older. And then I told him, you know what, like, because you said all this, like, I'm gonna make it to the NBA and show you that I can do it. And a week after that, he passed away, and everything changed for me. I did skateboarding, I did ping pong, soccer, basketball, but I never took one sport serious. And I had Livio, and I knew, okay, in basketball I can make it. And I just fully focused on basketball from that day on.
What is the basketball culture like here?
I think basketball is something special. First of all, it's first division, which is also something special in Germany. There are only two other teams who have a history like Braunschweig, which is Berlin and Bamberg. Also what sticks out, Braunschweig, they develop the best German players. And this is what makes Braunschweig special. We center around this and we get a lot of recognition also outside of Braunschweig, also outside of Germany. And yeah, this is a big part in the history of Braunschweig basketball.
Dennis was playing for the farm team, the second division, and there he had like 30 points average, like he was playing very, very good. And then Livio took him to the first division.
He came to me and he said me, thank you that you gave me the chance, but I will show you that I will get everything what you want from me, and I will get everything what I can. When I put him in the team, it was 15 or something like this, so playing with 20, 22, 23 years. I couldn't believe, and I can still not believe, this guy was like 100% professional in the moment. I don't know why. I put him in a drill, he should defend 6 guys in a row. It was very difficult, the other guy, they killed him.
6 people around the perimeter. Like, I pass the ball, I'm under the basket, I'm passing it out, and I got to close out. And I mean, it's really no chance to stop it.
And after 10, 15 minutes, he started to cry. And for me, it was one test. So be strong with this. If you don't like, so take your bags, come tomorrow if you want.
And I was on the side, like, crying, and left. The next day, I was like, I shouldn't have left. I never fold, you know, like, whatever the circumstances are, I always want to go challenge it. And the next day I came in, and from there on, he knew that, you know, I'm on board.
When I think about Dennis, when he was like 14, 15, more than talent, to me, was his personality. his competitiveness and his ambition.
Niels was older and I didn't have no car, I was young, you know, and he always picked me up to go to practice every single day.
It's a special relationship because Niels was the captain at the New Yorker Phantoms, where Dennis was playing, first division. Dennis told me Niels was a nice guy, like he never met a nice guy like Niels.
His first year, you could see his drive and his ambition to get better. He started to practice with the BBL team and yeah, he was a lot of times frustrated because he didn't get any minutes from the coach. So I remember for him, it must have been a tough year, but also, I mean, he was in the gym all the time, he was working with Livio.
Normally I was with him and I put what I can, what I have to him because I like him, but he was so disciplined and so thankful and still is thankful.
Livio is like my second dad, like we got a really strong bond.
You cannot put in words how important he is. I mean, you see probably the reason why Dennis and I have been on the same page in this conversation is because we got socialized by this guy. Just to see the influence of him on not only Dennis and me, but on hundreds of players shows the importance of Livio and the impact he had on lives, on careers, and definitely on this club.
As a rookie, you know how it is. You sit on the bench and yeah, he was frustrated with that.
So we push him and I stay with the GM on this time, and the owner, and I say to him, hey, we have to sign this guy. So they were not convinced 100%, but he improved. In the beginning of the pre-season, they start with 2 American players. Dennis, in 4 weeks, won the starting spot in this team by himself.
His breakthrough season, the learning curve was high. I mean, back then, to have a German guard getting minutes on that level was already something special. And then he was not only getting minutes, like he was playing and he was outplaying the imports we had on the team, and he was outplaying the imports on the other teams. And there you could see he is talented.
He was so different the way how he played. He knew how to use his body back then. And then you saw at the end like how he was like taking off. This was something totally new for the German basketball and why he made such a difference. And then you couldn't look away. And also, of course, you know, he had this arrow dyed in his hair.
I made like huge strides right away, and my mom came to me and she was like, let's dye your hair completely blonde. And I was like, I can't do that. She was like, okay, then just do, you know, like a little stripe somewhere. And I was thinking about it, and then the next day I just came, I was like, okay. And she said, now everybody's gonna know who you are.
For me, I take it like his lucky patch is for me like that, you know, because I have my believing. So I tell him, since you get that patch, you have luck.
From there on, his progress, like he was getting better and better, and he was the youngest all-star in the history of Germany at that time.
Then he drew attention from NBA teams, he got invitations.
Niels, as a captain, like he always had my back. We didn't had a great year, and we almost, if we would have lost the next game, we would have went down to the 2nd division. But at the same time, the Nike Hoop Summit was in Portland. I went to Niels and I was like, listen, like the coach said, I got to stay here. And I was like, Niels, what you think? Like, should I go? Like, I got a chance to go in the NBA. And he was like, that's not even an option. Like, just go. Like, we take care of business and you go there and follow your dreams.
So then all of a sudden his name was out there, and other than him, probably not too many people saw that coming.
That really changed my life, just the Hoop Summit, because I wasn't even in the picture for that draft. And when I was like 17, 18, I thought I'll probably go to the NBA. My goal is with like 26, 27 when I go into my prime. and I went to the Hoop Summit and everything, you know, changed.
Before the Hoop Summit, everyone was kind of, will he even get drafted at all? And this was the first time where I kind of looked him up, because I was like, oh, okay, this must be a big thing, you know, when you get invited there. And he was playing well. I was impressed. And finally, someone is coming back again from Germany to maybe be successful in the league.
My agent said we're gonna go for sure between, I don't know, 12 and 24, he said.
We was all at home because he don't want to go to New York. He will stay with us at home to do that, you know. We watch it on TV.
I couldn't bring the whole family, so I was like, I want to experience it with my family. It was early in the morning. I mean, like, started at like 3:15-ish.
Good evening. Welcome to the 2013 NBA Draft, held for the first time here at Barclays Center, home of the Brooklyn Nets.
I worked out for like 5 to 6 teams, but I never work out for Atlanta. Then the 15th pick came, and I get a call, and they was like, oh, you get drafted.
With the 17th pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Dennis Schröder from Braunschweig, Germany.
I didn't know how the process is.
When his name was called, everybody was screaming, was jumping. We drove around like the whole city and doing some noise with the cars.
I think it's an amazing feeling. I promised that my dad, and the dream come through, so it's an amazing feeling. That was special, especially having all the family around and they experience it as well. When you don't have the family support, I wouldn't be here, but all the hard work we put in paid off.
Schröder, spin move, wow! Young fella! This young man is growing up right in front of our eyes.
Schröder showing that speed all the way to the cup.
Schröder on the steal, climbs inside and puts it in! Schröder!
No, sir. Louis, come. Go get him. Go get him, Malik. Go get him. Foul! Foul! Get up there! Hey! Yeah, boy!
But you're not getting
Baby, what I tell you every time about your socks? Where your shoes at? Huh? You gotta have shoes on or socks, without socks.
Or bare feet.
Exactly. Having kids is the best thing in the world. Like I said, I was a rebel growing up to like 24, 25. I always was still kind of hard-headed.
I remember him being sometimes rough with some people, but I don't see this no more. Since he's a dad, he's just more like, he's listened more to people. He's tried to help everyone. He just immediately become more like sensitive.
He's not like before because he get children too, and if you get children, it changes your life. Because he was always want to go here, there, but he don't do it anymore. He's happy when he's at home, you know.
When you have kids, just the vision of life changes and you make decisions based on your kids and your family, of course my wife. I seen Ellen when I was like 12 years old. I told her that, like, she never believed me, but when I was 12, I seen her in the city and I was like, oh, like, I wish, but I was 12.
He said, I still remember what you had on, and he explained how my hair looked and what type of jacket I had on, the color of my jacket. He knew everything.
She's 4 years older than me and she's 5 years older than me, so they was kind of in the same gang.
we're in the same age, so yeah, Braunschweig is not that big, so I think he thought he never stood a chance.
I never had any social media, and then my best friend told me, you have to go on Instagram now, because it was already out for years, everybody was there, but not me. And we kind of had maybe the same friends, so he showed up on my Explore page. And I saw the comment section, and I read it for a little bit, and it was like so many mean comments on it. I was like, wow, that's how social media works? Then I don't want to be on there, I said. So I just left a comment, and I said, don't listen to the people, you made it, your city is proud of you. And I knew he would never answer.
When she reached out to me, I was with my best friend, and I seen the message, and I opened it, I was like, man, that's the girl I seen when I was 12. And it was like, oh, for real? And then we kept talking about it. And all I heard was great things about Ellen. All the stuff I love, you know, and I want to live by, she had it. We had the connection right away, and we got Junior really, really quick because we was on the same page.
Family is the most important thing for him. His kids, around them, he's a different type of Dennis than around anybody else.
Having a child, my first child with Junior, I think that's when I made strides to become the leader I am. I want to show Junior and all the other kids that you always work hard, you're always the greatest human being, always respectful, and you never ask somebody to do something when you're not willing to do it.
He loves his family, and I think we are all ready to do a lot for each other, you know, and Dennis knows it.
Tell me, where does basketball fit in German sports?
It's tough. We see that basketball is so much more than just a sport. It brings so much culture with it. And somehow this kind of a lifestyle, you don't really see that much lived out in Germany. And this is why Dennis Schröder is making such a big difference, because Dennis is actually the first one who's starting now to showcase his life on social media. And this was so hard when he started doing that. People were so hating on him. We are not people who are like kind of proud to showcase what I earned or the way that I took to get there.
The German media wasn't that nice to him. They was searching for every negative thing in Dennis' life just to put it out.
I was 18 going to Atlanta. So Atlanta, the culture, the rap culture, hip hop culture. I had a golden car, like, because I seen it in Atlanta, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know, I want to get one like that. And German people killed me in every aspect.
People in Germany were like judging him. They couldn't find themselves in his kind of a figure.
There's for sure racism in Germany, but a lot of times it's behind closed doors. But if you look at Dennis' career, I think Dennis, he had to fight really, really hard. To me, it was very tough to see, and I think very unfair. He had to explain himself a lot of times, and in the end, he did everything. Like, every time national team called, he played every tournament. He comes and he says, hey, we have to win medals, we have to win championships.
To represent Braunschweig and Germany on the biggest stage was like, I always dreamed about that. When I first started national team, like the first 2 years, we were struggling, and you know, people always blamed it. Oh yeah, Dennis, he didn't play well. And I took it as motivation, of course, but I knew that if I don't win a championship, people are not gonna accept us like we want them to accept us.
When he stepped into the World Cup, he knew I need to win gold that finally Germany kind of respects me for what I do.
This winning mentality and this confidence Dennis has, he was able to pass this on to his teammates. I think he developed as a player, but even more he developed as a leader.
The first training session with the team, we talked about, you know, goals, and everybody put a medal on the court. And I was mad that people put medal, like if you play in a tournament, you want to win. And because I was the captain, and they asked me, Dennis, what is your goal at the end? I was like, gold. And everybody looking in the room like, but then we played the States in Abu Dhabi, and we dominated the game for like 35 minutes, and Anthony Edwards, the last 5 minutes, did a lot of damage and won the game for them. But that was probably my only time in my career that I was happy when I lost the game, because I told him, like, we can win the World Cup, like, for real.
Behind that pass, Wagner slam!
Look at Schröder though, gets it back, and he puts up the lob! Oh boy, stopped on a dime! Schröder!
Germany fans on their feet.
Schröder gets it, he's off to the races! Oh, he throws it down! Germany have done it! They have conquered the world!
Dennis is German. I mean, he goes and he fights for this country and for this federation.
I was very proud because Dennis is somebody, he gives everything what he have. So then you have to be happy if you see that something like that happened to him, you know. Whether here or in America, he tried to give everything what he have.
How the love is now in Germany is insane, and I'm not just talking about fans coming up to me, but the appreciation for basketball in Germany rise to another level. I wanted that when I first started playing in the national team, and looking back at it now, of course, I knew that I have to win to get that kind of love. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm really, really happy that we won it last year and that everything changed now.
Now be careful right here.
Abi, das sagen wir mal den, Abi, sag mal bei den Türken, bei den Älteren, also mit Respekt. Das Land sagt, wenn er, Holger sagt, muss Holger Abi sagen.
Dienstag gehen wir in.
Everybody eat red meat or no? You guys have to try the lamb chops.
Braunschweig knows Dennis from the beginning, and they see the Dennis he becoming now. And I think Braunschweig respect that. And even with the club, he was like, if I don't buy that club, then there's no club anymore. So Braunschweig is his city, and he loves his city. Yeah.
Getting the team, I always say, was the greatest investment I did in my life, because without us, we wouldn't have basketball here no more.
There was a time Braunschweig, the Louvre, the team was getting to go down, you know, and nobody was ready to help. But he said, okay, because it's my team, I have to do something that they stay, you know.
Basically, it was either we take over or basketball don't exist no more in Braunschweig. And they wanted to fire Livio, and that made me mad. And I was like, I can't, you know, let him have no job, kind of, no more. And they basically said, yeah, either you do it or it's over. And then I said, okay, I take the challenge.
I remember he called me and he said me, so we won, but you have to understand, I do this the most part for you, to save your position and your name. This is, I don't know how many people they will do this.
But at the end of the day, the last 2 years, Niels and everybody in the organization did a great job to put it where it belongs.
When Dennis heard that Niels looking for a CEO position, yeah, that was a no-brainer for Dennis.
Before I took this role, I talked a lot with Dennis, and we kind of like saw pretty fast that we have the same kind of approach or the same perspective on this league and also on this team. Talking about Dennis' history, coming from the city, growing up in this program, and so his dedication to play for the national team shows in his team development, and also domestic players, they have to play a major role.
He do it because he loves Braunschweig, you know? He loves here the city and the people.
We want to give back a little bit more to the youth system as well. We invest a lot, time, money, so much into Braunschweig for all the kids to join a basketball club so they're not, outside and doing crazy stuff.
He's helping the kids a lot. He has an academy right now, so he's doing a lot of camps, and he just want to see Braunschweig get to that potential. Dennis always see the big potential in things.
Basketball in Braunschweig is heading into the right direction. I always know where I'm from, and they helped me to get to this point. So I always, wanted to make sure that they know and the city know that I always give back and guide them whenever they need anything. So we can, push them and get more Daniel Theisers from that area as well, and get more Dennis Schröders in the NBA. And yeah, that's the reason why we, really committed in giving back to the community, our community, and of course Braunschweig. We're really, really grateful that we're here. At the end of the day, we said okay, we're gonna try to find out how the city is, and we're just gonna experience it every single day and just enjoying the moment.
Dennis has still so much hunger. For him now to be in a position with the Brooklyn Nets, he loves that. To see the national team, why are we so successful? Because Dennis has a great talent to see his teammates and to bring them together. I think it's a great fit, and he really likes this new challenge.
I came and I felt comfortable right away. Organization is great training staff. Everybody who is in the organization, it's about the right things, making the players better, and don't worry about nothing else really. Now with Jordy as a coach, I'm really looking forward to that, and I think he's gonna bring the bond in as well. So I'm looking forward to be there this year and make a difference for sure.
We talk so much about development, and the first stage is probably to take responsibility for yourself, and he had to learn early, and he did. And to me, the second stage of development is when you are able to take responsibility for others, and I think here he became tremendously good.
Right from the jump, man. You set the tone defensively.
Now he thinks like a leader. He not only thinking for himself, because he thinks for everybody.
My goal is to be a part of something special. I want to help the young guys and make it as easy as possible for them. I had so many players reach out to me and say, yo, listen, you're the greatest veteran I had, greatest teammate. And to hear that is like the best thing ever.
You see how he can use his energy, his power, his influence, not only for himself, but how he can use it to help others, motivate others, and make other people around him better. He had this development process without changing his personality. I think he's still this kid from Braunschweig, knowing where he's coming from. He hasn't changed.
The growth from when he was 14 now to 30, that you can improve like that for just hard work and having the right coaches and everybody putting work into you, and you putting the work in yourself can get you wherever you want, basically. Of course, you got to have a little luck like I had, but I had a lot of great moments, tough moments, but it's all in the legacy I have, and I'm really, really proud that I experienced all that.
He had to fight so hard to have this kind of success. From a young age, it was not easy for him, growing up against so much adversity. And then in the end, to find the energy, to find the persistence, and to go through all this and end up achieving something nobody else has ever achieved, German basketball, I think you cannot describe. I'm so happy for him because he deserves more than anybody.
He tells me all the time he feels like he's dreaming. The goal he reached and the life he lives, it's just so impressive what he's doing on a daily basis. I could never, I really look up to him. He's just working so hard all day, every day. So he deserves all that. But sometimes I really also feel like it's a dream.